Welcome to the Crown Society channel. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. There are no neighbors slamming doors, no traffic roaring past your window, and no chaotic outside world demanding your attention. It is just you, a pristine ocean stretching out to the horizon, and an entire tropical island that you own completely. These destinations are not your average vacation spots. They are not crowded commercial resorts where tourists fight over lounge chairs. These are the most expensive pieces of paradise ever sold to human beings. For the vast majority of the global population, these ultra-exclusive sanctuaries represent a level of wealth that we will never even come close to touching. Today, we are exploring the absolute peak of private luxury. Let's count them down, step by step, from the breathtaking entry points to the most astronomically priced kingdoms on Earth. 10. Luigi Island, Fiji. We begin our countdown in the heart of the South Pacific, a region where the water is so intensely vibrant and blue that it honestly does not look real. The property, Luigi Island, spans 12 acres of raw, completely untouched paradise. The cost, it is currently listed at an incredible $15 million. The appeal, while $15 million sounds like an astronomical amount of money to the average person, in the high-stakes world of private island real estate, it is an absolute steal. For this price, you get thriving coral reefs right at your doorstep, powdery white sand that has never felt the footprint of a commercial tourist, and daily sunsets so spectacular they would make a professional painter quit their career in frustration. Luigi Island represents the ultimate dream of tropical isolation, but this is merely the baseline. As we move forward, the prices, and the egos involved, only get bigger. 9. Musha, Bahamas. For our 9th spot, we head over to the Caribbean to look at a property owned by someone who knows a thing or two about making things disappear. The owner, David Copperfield, the world-famous illusionist, owns this breathtaking slice of land. When you see what it offers, the ownership feels exactly right. The cost, Musha sits at a valuation of around $26 million. The assets, the estate encompasses 11 acres of pristine land, features 5 distinct private beaches, and is outfitted with guest villas so beautifully designed that staying in them feels like experiencing a lucid hallucination. High-profile celebrities have whispered about the magic of Musha in elite circles for years. It isn't just private, it is completely invisible to the outside world. It behaves as if it were physically engineered to vanish from public sight. Magic indeed. 8. Little Halls Pond Cay, Bahamas. Remaining in the beautiful waters of the Bahamas, our 8th spot takes us to a legendary hideaway owned by Hollywood royalty. The owner, this island was purchased by none other than Johnny Depp. The property, Little Halls Pond Cay, features 45 magnificent acres scattered across the breathtaking Exuma chain of the Bahamas. The financials, Depp originally purchased this slice of heaven for approximately $3.6 million. However, due to extensive customization, rising real estate demands, and its sheer star power, its current estimated value sits much closer to $30 million. The lifestyle, with 4 private beaches and total seclusion from paparazzi, drones, and fans, it serves as the ultimate sanctuary. It is the exact place where Captain Jack Sparrow goes when he needs to escape the chaos of the world. If looking at this island doesn't make you want to abandon normal life and become a high-seas pirate, absolutely nothing will. 7. Lanai Island, Hawaii, USA. With our 7th spot, we are stepping up, way up, into an entirely different tier of wealth and scale. The billionaire, Larry Ellison, the tech mogul, Oracle billionaire, and one of the wealthiest human beings currently alive, decided he didn't just want a slice of an island. He wanted the whole thing. The purchase, Ellison purchased a staggering 98% of Lanai Island in Hawaii for a reported, mind-boggling price of $300 million. The scale, to put this into perspective, this is not a small, isolated sandbar or a tiny key in the Caribbean. This is 141 square miles of land. It includes 2 ultra-luxury 4 Seasons resorts, an active local community, and a functioning civilization, all technically owned by one single man. Larry Ellison didn't just buy a beach to relax on, he bought an entire functional world. Yet, as hard as it is to believe, the financial numbers get even more outrageous as we climb higher. 6. Necker Island, British Virgin Islands. Number 6 brings us to perhaps the most culturally iconic and famous private island on the face of the earth. The figurehead, owned by Sir Richard Branson, the flamboyant Virgin Group boss, thrill seeker, and commercial space tourist. The estate, Necker Island, is a 74-acre paradise floating elegantly within the pristine waters of the British Virgin Islands. The numbers: if you are looking to rent this island out for a casual week with your closest friends, it will set you back roughly $15,000 per night. If you want to buy the island outright from Branson, real estate estimates place its market value well above $100 million. The legend: what makes Necker Island truly legendary is its history of resilience. In 2011, a devastating lightning strike caused a massive fire that completely burned the main estate to the ground. Instead of despairing, Branson simply rebuilt it to be bigger, stronger, and more luxurious than before. It proves that when you are a multi-billionaire, even a catastrophic natural disaster is viewed as nothing more than an unexpected home renovation project. 5. Tego Mago Island, Ibiza, Spain. For our 5th spot, we cross the vast Atlantic Ocean and head straight into the Mediterranean Sea to visit one of Europe's most famous party capitals. The location, Ibiza, is already globally renowned as a vibrant playground for the ultra-wealthy, the famous, and the elite. But forget the crowded beach clubs, ignore the massive party crowds, and step away from the noise. The island, Tego Mago Island, sits just off the immediate coast of Ibiza, offering a private, pristine, and entirely untouchable sanctuary. The specifications: this is a sprawling 148-acre escape complete with a massive luxury villa, a private helipad for seamless travel, and Mediterranean water so breathtakingly clear that you can easily spot the ocean floor from the seat of a helicopter. The valuation: it is currently valued and listed at approximately $130 million. It is precisely the kind of ultra-secretive place where global tech moguls completely disappear for the entire month of August, telling absolutely no one where they have gone. 4. Thanda Island, Tanzania. Our 4th spot takes us to a region of the world that offers something far more profound than just monetary luxury. The environment, located off the coast of Tanzania, Thanda Island is a 15-acre jewel resting quietly in the Indian Ocean. What makes it irreplaceable is the hyperdiverse coral reef ecosystem surrounding it, a natural wonder that marine scientists travel for years just to study. The price: the property is valued at around $50 million, but the true price of Thanda Island cannot be measured solely in fiat currency. The real cost here is access. The exclusivity: only the most exclusive, environmentally conscious guests are ever permitted to set foot on these shores. Massive whale sharks swim casually past the shoreline, and endangered sea turtles regularly nest safely on the beaches at night. Some places on Earth don't just cost cold, hard cash, they require a level of social and environmental worthiness. Most of humanity is simply not invited. 3. Clairefontaine Island, Quebec, Canada. For our 3rd spot, we encounter a massive surprise that catches almost everyone off guard. You probably weren't expecting Canada to show up on a list of ultra-luxury private islands. The location: neither was anyone else. Clairefontaine Island is a massive, stunning 2,500-acre property situated directly within the historic St. Lawrence River. The landscape: instead of palm trees and tropical heat, this island is defined by deep, ancient forests, abundant native wildlife, and magnificent stone manor houses built in a completely different century. The value: this is the kind of real estate that doesn't just look like a display of wealth, it simply is generational wealth. It is valued at an astonishing $155 million. The secret: barely anyone in the mainstream media ever talks about it. Why? Because the old money individuals who can easily afford islands like Clairefontaine don't feel the need to talk about their assets to anyone. The most dangerous, powerful money in the world is the quiet money you never see. 2. Little St. James, U.S. Virgin Islands. The 2nd spot on our list takes us back to the Caribbean, but this particular geographic location carries an incredibly heavy, dark psychological weight. The history: Little St. James is a 75-acre island nestled within the U.S. Virgin Islands that was famously owned by the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. The notoriety: before his extensive criminal empire unraveled and before the entire world learned the dark secrets associated with its name, this island was spoken about only in whispered, highly exclusive elite circles. The financial evolution: Epstein originally purchased the property for approximately $7.95 million back in 1998. Over the decades, as high-walled compounds were built, its financial value and global notoriety climbed to an estimated $250 million. Following his death and the subsequent legal liquidations, the island was eventually auctioned off in 2022 for a significantly reduced price of $60 million to a premier investment firm aiming to transform its legacy. The takeaway: some places on this earth are incredibly expensive because of their natural, breathtaking beauty. This one remains expensive because of its chilling place in modern history. And a dark history is a price that no amount of money can ever truly wash away. 1. Scorpios Island, Greece. We have finally arrived at number 1. The pinnacle of private island luxury, history, and status, Scorpios Island. The location: this legendary private island rests elegantly in the pristine waters of the Ionian Sea in Greece. The legacy: Scorpios was originally owned by Aristotle Onassis, the legendary Greek shipping tycoon who stood as one of the richest, most powerful men of the entire 20th century. This is the exact man who famously courted and married Jackie Kennedy, and these very shores hosted the world's most prominent kings, queens, and political heads of state for decades. The transition: after Onassis passed away, the island's ownership eventually transferred down to his granddaughter, Athina Onassis Roussel. Then, in a stunning transaction that sent massive shockwaves through the global billionaire community, the island was quietly sold to Ekaterina Rybolovleva, the high-profile daughter of the powerful Russian oligarch Dmitry Rybolovlev. The financials: the reported transaction price sat around $152 million. The verdict: here's the secret: Scorpios Island is not priced based on its physical acreage or its real estate infrastructure. It is priced by pure human legacy, by deep cultural mythology, and by the literal ghosts of the most powerful historical figures of the last century who once walked those rocky cliffs and watched the Aegean Sea glow during golden hour sunsets. Below right now and let us know, which of these 10 islands would you instantly buy if money meant absolutely nothing to you? Like, share, subscribe, and comment, and press bell icon to make sure you never miss an upload, because our next deep dive list is going to be even more insane.